If I had to start with 10k, I would do it completely different than 8 years ago. As you remember, I've started with crypto in 2017 with $3,000 and I came all the way here. But you might be saying, well, screw you with your altcoin portfolio because you're down 80%. But still, it's way higher than the 3k that I started with. So in this video, I'll exactly show you what I will be doing if I start with a small portfolio. Let's get started. First and foremost, I'm saying $10,000, but that is just a average number. You can start a portfolio with $100. You can start it with $1,000. You can do it with 100k. It's all depending on your personal financial situation. So in that way, I decided, well, 10k is a good average number to use for this video, and therefore it's a pretty fair estimate if we want to use that going forward. So everything that you hear in this video, you could apply to any size of portfolio that you would like to work with. Also, it is not financial advice. Anything that I say in this video is educational, and therefore it is my personal view on the market and my personal view on building a portfolio, all designed for you to assist you on your journey in this rocky road, which is called the crypto market. And it is not easy to invest into the market. And that's what we're going to be discussing in the video on Sunday. I'm going to dive deep into my altcoin portfolio. So if you are listening to this video, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel and also check out the video on Sunday. Now, I've been in this space since 2018. Actually, I've been in the space since 2017, but went full time in 2018. And I've been going through several periods of time. Going full time on January 1st in 2018 was not the best decision, as since then we've had a pretty heavy bear market. But I initially had a bull market in 2017, which was enormous. It was great. It was also the best period to invest into crypto, I guess. But since then, I've enjoyed a bear market in 2018. I've enjoyed the COVID crash. I've enjoyed the bull of 2021. I've enjoyed Elon Musk saying we are not going to be buying more Bitcoin. We have enjoyed the Luna and FTX crash. And we have been experiencing the recent run of Bitcoin where altcoins completely vanished away in the previous year. So if you're looking at the chart, in the end, if you start being into crypto, if you stay in the game, if you look at the 2017 chart, then it's just a small blimp on the entire chart, which is great, and therefore tells you that as long as you stay in the game, it's going to be great. And during this period, I've been going through several important lessons when it comes to investing into crypto. During the first period in 2018, I was buying a lot of altcoins, expecting the altcoins to rebound back upwards. And to be honest, I want to give you some honest advice and some honest tips. And therefore, I would strongly advise you to not buy a ton of altcoins in your portfolio without any fundamental bias. And I've got an example from 2018, which is for some people recognizable, which is Icon with the ticker ICX. As you can see, holding this one since 2018 wasn't really giving you any return at all. So that's why I decided at the end of 2018 and the beginning of 2019 to rotate those assets into other ones that actually had a fundamental layer. And that's what I'll be discussing at the end of this video, which altcoins I will be adding into a portfolio with that fundamental bias. But in 2019, I rotated into some other ones, which were Matic, which is called Polygon right now, which is Elrond, which is called Multiverse X right now, which was Phantom, which is now Sonic, and then Veracity. And all had some staking added to it, which generated passive income to me. But we all know what type of returns those assets have been bringing. But the other ones that I was holding before that have not yielded any return at all. So once we get into that phase of making a large return, the next big mistake that I made was that I didn't really sell enough during that period. I was expecting to see another run taking place on the assets. So I didn't really have the right exit strategy in place in order to be selling those positions. So overall, you need to have a proper risk management upside and to the downside when it comes to acting into this market, given the fact that not having one has resulted into significantly lower returns for myself. So it's important to realize that you need to take out that emotional decision making during those periods and that you need to be rational when it comes to investing. Now, all in all, I'm going to exactly describe what type of portfolio I would be building. But before I'm going to do that, I would like to strongly advise you, and I know I've been saying it quite a lot, to look at OKX. And given the fact that Bitcoin has been going down way more, the amount of rewards that you can get by joining OKX has gone up because they will reward you with up to 100 euros in Bitcoin if you join today. And I'm using it for my capital, we are using it for our marketing company, and we are using it for our personal trading. It's the safest exchange out there, and my goal is to bring you all towards an exchange that is safe, where you can trade everything and where you can hold everything without the risks of being hacked. So that's why I strongly advise you to go to OKX. Now, the portfolio allocation is one of the most important things when it comes to investing into the markets. It's everything that's focused on in terms of risk. So you need to understand what risk actually is. And in my opinion, risk is defined by volatility. As you can see in the chart, during certain periods, the volatility can increase or decrease. So you see that those green candles that are going up, or that green line, during those heavy spikes, the volatility is going up massively. And because of that, you will see the chart go all the way. So it goes up and down, and therefore the risks increase. Now, building a portfolio, it should consist of several assets. However, given that the volatility on Bitcoin itself is the yearly volatility is between 30 to 50%, it says that it can go up by that amount, but it can also go down by that amount. And that is why you should be building the core of your crypto portfolio around Bitcoin. Because if you do the same on most of the altcoins or even Ethereum, then the volatility is higher and therefore the risk is higher too. So my advice would be to allocate at least or around 60% of your portfolio towards Bitcoin if I would be starting today. On top of that, I would suggest to allocate around 20% into Ethereum because I believe that Ethereum is going to yield a higher return going forward. And the other 20% I would allocate into 3 to 5 altcoins that are very strong, have a fundamental layer, and that's what I'll discuss in the next part. The most important part is to have a strategy when it comes to investing into altcoins and into crypto, because just plainly buying something will end up into you buying with FOMO or with fear. And then you're going to be getting those cases of, I should have been selling here, I should have been buying here, and then you get into regret. So if I would be starting a portfolio, we're going to dive into 2 important topics: what to buy and how to buy. And the first thing is that we need to look at the case of Bitcoin. And Bitcoin in itself is looking at a chart that is quite well, as I said, in the earlier stage where 2017 was a blimp on the chart itself. But you can see that there are waves in the markets. So it goes up, it goes down, it goes up even higher, and then it goes down again, but constantly making new higher lows. So if you want to be starting to build a portfolio right now, first of all, congratulations. It's a great period to do so. But second of all, it is probably a wise strategy to not only allocate assets right now, but also to be allocating assets on a consistent basis after that, which means that once you're going to be putting money into the crypto markets, the best strategy is to deploy capital on a weekly or monthly basis. So let's say if you have a portfolio of $10,000, allocating another 50 to $100 on a weekly basis or on a monthly basis will therefore continue to compound over time. And that's where you actually start to make the big return. So that is what I wanted to say about Bitcoin. But there are also seasons where Ethereum is actually doing better than Bitcoin. And that is not seen in the Ethereum versus USDT chart, although using the DCA strategy on Ether makes a lot of sense too. If we look at Ether versus Bitcoin, then we can see that we've just been witnessing a super long bear market, which was also the case after 2017. But between 2019 and 2021, it has been into a bull market. And perhaps since April of this year or last year, until somewhere in 2027, 2028, it is very likely that we will be seeing a bull market on Ethereum. And this chart shows the Ethereum value against Bitcoin, which means that if this goes up, Ethereum outperforms Bitcoin, and therefore you're better off holding Ethereum instead of Bitcoin. But it's also more risky. As I just explained, the volatility on Ethereum is significantly higher than Bitcoin, so you can't allocate more into Ethereum than in Bitcoin based on that alone if you start right now. So in that sense, looking at Ethereum, looking at this chart, understanding this chart is important, but there are windows where you can allocate more or less into Ethereum. And when we talk about the altcoins, there are a few important ones. If we look at fundamental strong altcoins, we need to look at different data. And that's why DeFi Llama is a great website to see how strong a project is doing. And one of them is Aave. Aave is currently a DeFi protocol that has a total value locked of 34 billion within the ecosystem. And as you can see, since the beginning of 2025, the TVL has almost doubled. But as a result, since the beginning of 2025, which was here, the price has gone down by more than 50%. And that, in my opinion, is a clear sign that fundamentally something is going into the right direction, but the token is not following through. So that is bringing you into a blue chip allocation into an altcoin. That makes a lot of sense. And the same can be said about Arbitrum. Arbitrum continues to have a large amount of TVL locked within the ecosystem, but also the amount of stablecoins that have been added into the entire protocol has been going up, and this one keeps on stacking the amount of activity, the amount of TVL, and the amount of transactions within it. But if we look at the chart, it has been on a strong downfall since January of 2025, while the amount of growth has been exceeding by more than 100% in the previous year. So despite the fact that the charts are looking absolutely disastrous, it might be a wise opportunity to go into it. And the final one that I wanted to discuss is Near. Near is doing near intense. And as you can see, since the beginning of this entire start of near intense, we can see this enormous growth. So in the previous period, we've actually been seeing a slight decline due to the market circumstances, but this is continued and expected to continue to grow over the next few years. And the same can be said on this chart. Near is constantly making new lower lows. So that is how you define making decisions for yourself when it comes to altcoins. And yes, you can rotate this towards BitTensor. You could also look at Sui. You could look at Chainlink. There are more of those protocols, but the general advice is to not use leverage, use the DCA strategy, have a lot of patience, and have the balls to go into those projects once you start building a portfolio in crypto. I'll see you again on the next one. Ciao.